Hello everyone, welcome to Full Course Online. In this video, I'm going to give you a clear and simple walkthrough of the OBS Studio interface. If you've just opened OBS for the first time and feel overwhelmed by all the panels and buttons, don't worry. By the end of this video, you'll understand what each section does and how everything connects together. When you open OBS, the screen is divided into several main sections. Let's start from the top. At the very top, you have the menu bar. Here you'll see options like File, Edit, View, Docs, Profile, Scene Collection, Tools, and Help. Most of the important technical settings are inside File and then Settings. That's where you configure video resolution, audio quality, and streaming options. For now, just remember that this is the main control center for configuration. In the middle of the screen, you'll see the large preview area. This is where you can see exactly what will be recorded or streamed. Whatever appears here is what your audience will see. If the screen is black, it simply means you haven't added any sources yet. At the bottom left, you'll find the Scenes panel. Scenes are like different layouts. For example, you can create one scene for full screen recording, another for screen plus webcam, and another just for your camera. Switching between scenes changes the entire layout instantly. Next to Scenes is the Sources panel. Sources are the actual elements inside a scene. These can include your display, a specific window, your webcam, images, text, or even video files. Think of a scene as a container, and sources as the items inside that container. The order of sources matters, because OBS works in layers. Items at the top of the list appear above the ones below. Moving to the center bottom, you'll see the audio mixer. This section shows your audio inputs, such as your microphone and desktop audio. When you speak, you'll see the level meter moving. Green is good, yellow is getting loud, and red means the audio is too high and may distort. You can adjust volume levels directly from here. Next to the audio mixer is the Scene Transitions panel. This controls how OBS switches from one scene to another. By default, it uses a fade effect, but you can change it to cut or other transition styles. This is especially useful during live streaming. On the bottom right, you'll see the Controls panel. This is where you start and stop recording or streaming. The main buttons are Start Streaming, Start Recording, Studio Mode, Settings, and Exit. When you click Start Recording, OBS begins capturing whatever is shown in the preview area. Clicking it again stops the recording. If you enable Studio Mode, the interface changes slightly. You'll see two screens, one for preview and one for program. The preview side lets you prepare your next scene, and the program side shows what is currently live. This is useful for more professional setups, especially during live broadcasts. At the very bottom of the OBS window, you'll notice small status indicators. These show CPU usage, recording time, frames per second, and dropped frames. This information helps you monitor performance while recording or streaming. So overall, the logic of OBS Studio is simple. You create a scene. You add sources to that scene. You adjust your audio. You check everything in the preview. Then you start recording or streaming. Once you understand this basic structure, OBS becomes much easier to use. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.